Well, Peter, this is Jim, and this is kind of a test video. I'm using Windows Movie Maker, and I'm trying to save the file, and then I'm going to try to get it on YouTube, and then I'm going to try to get it to you. So I didn't write a outline or anything for this particular sitting here or episode. So I did want to say a couple of things because I've really been thinking deeply about some of our conversations, and by the way, I really appreciate the conversations because sometimes I feel like, people think I'm some kind of a redneck bigot, which is so far from the truth it's not even thinkable. Okay, but like one of the people said the other day, I think he was the black brain surgeon. He's a pediatric brain surgeon. I've forgotten his name, but he had a speech there at the prayer breakfast with President Obama, and he came out against political correct. So I think that's why I get in trouble a lot, because I'm not politically correct. That being said, the two concepts that I think you and I could be discussing, there's the immortal words of Christ Jesus when he was on trial with Pilate. The question came out, what is truth? And then the other part is in the beginning of the Christian Science textbook, Science and Health, which says a time for thinkers has come. And I think that in my life, I've really worked very hard to find out what is truth, and I've worked very hard to think. And, I know there's two kinds of thinking. I've learned this from experience, because I really learned that there are some people that are not educated, but they think, and they're way out there in their thinking. If you'll remember, Einstein was not a very good student. Neither was Edison. And we all know that the two bicycle mechanics put us on wings. And, bicycle mechanics weren't considered to be anything. On and on like that. So I've learned from experience that there's several ways to think, and there's more than one way to skin the cat, so to speak. So now on the truth part, and I'm going to tickle you with this and then end this session, because I want to play it back and see how it all came out and then get it to you somehow. The nurses that liberated Dachau concentration camp, they said, when they saw the little babies and the children that were dead, piles of them, it was disgusting. They said, where were the little children? Where were you, God? Where were you? And I got to tell you, where's the truth? And so I think we'll have some pretty good discussions. I know your generation and the Gen X, you're the millennialists, and the Gen X were my kids, and of course we were the counterculture generation. But since 1950, you got to remember, the year I was born, the world was still in shock over the 55 million people that were killed in the Second World War. And in 1950, another war started in Korea. And it was very, very, very scary. Of course, I didn't know anything. I was only an infant at that time. But you see, by the time I was a teenager, then we were very heavily in these control wars, which was Vietnam, for instance, and And so, okay, we weren't killing off 50 million people or 55 million people in 4 years, but it wasn't pretty. And of course, the Cold War was behind all that. And I got to tell you, we grew up all the way there till 1992 when I was 42 years old. We didn't know if we were going to be vapor the next day. We really didn't know. And there was so much propaganda and crap going on. And of course, that really works the what is truth, doesn't it? And so I've noticed that over the years, it's almost like sifting sand. Whatever you see in the media, whatever you see on the street, whatever you see in business, whatever you see in your family members, these little grains of truth come through, but 99% is hockey puck, okay, to be nice while I'm on film here. But anyway, I'm looking forward to some really interesting discussions. I am very blessed that you're willing to, talk with a old man, okay, and I think you're open-minded. I also think that some of the things that I'm hard-headed about and you're hard-headed about, we probably won't get through. But I'm not looking for you to change, and I'm sure you're not looking for me to change. But I'm definitely for truth, and I'm definitely for thinking, and I'm definitely for peace. So we'll leave it at that, and we'll talk again. And I sure hope you can get this. It's only about 6 megabytes at this time. All right. Anyway, hasta la vista.